Hi, Andrew here, and hopefully, if everything went to plan, a handful of hours ago I did an outdoor live stream. This video is being made before I attempted that live stream, so I have no idea how it went. Hopefully, it worked okay. You've watched it and you've left your predictions in the comments. If not, I'll describe what's going on in this little project anyway. About a year ago, around about the December solstice last year, Flatsoid took a family holiday to Margate. And a couple of keen eyes on in the debunking community worked out where he was staying. And Where's Wally made a prediction of what direction the sun was going to rise the next day from Flatsoid's balcony. And not surprisingly, the prediction was somewhere around about into the southeast, given that it was right near the December solstice, and Flatsoid was in the southern hemisphere. But Flatsoid somehow managed not to film the sun rising at that direction. He's been promising this second sunrise video for almost a year, and we've yet to see it. So my little project here is to go to Margate myself and film the sunrise. So now, this video itself is going to be where I got my prediction of the direction of the sunrise and also the timing of the sunrise. And it is all based on globe geometry. And hopefully, when I get back there tomorrow morning and do my second video, it will rise at the in the right direction at the right time, as I have predicted. So you can get these predictions from like websites like Time and Date and SunCalc and things like that. But you know, there could be an argument made that these predictions are just based on repeating cycles and that not actually based on globe geometry and ephemerides and things like that. So instead, I have used something else to get my prediction, and it is this wonderful GeoGebra project put together by Petey, the GeoGebra wizard. I should have a link to his channel or his video about this project in the description. And his project is all just based on the geometry of the globe and the solar system. He starts with a globe of radius 6371 kilometers and a sun that is, sorry, look at my notes here, a sun that is 149.6 million kilometers away. And his little project here, you can place the sun anywhere between the two tropics and at any longitude you'd like. So you can simulate the position of the sun on any day of the year at any time of day. And you can then, based on where your observer location is, work out, well, primarily his project was working about the length of the day. It was a project he was doing in the lead up to the final experiment. But it also, in working out the day length, it works out the direction of the sunrise and the sunset, and that's particularly useful for what I'm doing here. So, for example, we have the yellowy orange dot is the subsolar point, and the dark blue arrow pointing out into space where the sun is actually located. And this larger red dot is my location, or it's somewhere very close to what my location will be. Again, with a dark arrow pointing out into space where the sun will be. Those two lines there are pretty close to parallel because the sun is a long, long way away. The dotted blue line here is a great circle that joins those two locations on Earth. And the yellow arrow here is the direction pointing along that great circle from my observer location to the subsolar point there. Now, currently I've got it set up at solar noon around about the day that I'm doing this observation. And not surprisingly, the sun is directly to the north. But Petey has these wonderful little buttons where we can move it to click, and we've got sunrise. So now we have sunrise here, the terminator line, and the sun at this point is somewhere over the east and south Pacific near Easter Island. That red dot there is Easter Island. And as you can see again, the dark blue lines are pointing out into space. The white line is pointing to true north, and the yellow arrow is pointing along that great circle route to where the subsolar point is. And so the direction of the sun is the angle between the white arrow and the yellow arrow here. And you can see roughly it is to the southeast in very rough directions. Now, that alone would give you a pretty good result of the day length and the direction of the sun at the sunrise. But there are a couple of other factors to take into account, and Petey has very cleverly included little buttons to do that. One is that the sun is not a point, it's a disk. And the point of sunrise and sunset is defined at where the sun first starts appearing above the horizon and last drops below the horizon at sunset, not the point at where it is in the middle of the middle of the sun is in the horizon. And then there is also the effect of refraction, which makes the sun appear to be a little bit higher than it actually geometrically is. So it's got a little button here at click to adjust, it says, at sunrise and sunset, that will make those two adjustments for the size of the sun and for the refraction to give a more accurate answer for the day length and the direction of the sunrise. So that did change the day length by about 10 or 12 minutes, I believe, and made a very, very small difference to the heading of the sunrise. And so we have here on the day that I'm doing my observation, the sunrise is at about 117 degrees true in the east-southeast. Flat earthers, how do you explain the sun being anywhere south of east on a flat earth map? Hang on, there's no flat earth map that works, who am I kidding? And the day length of 14 hours and 37 minutes. So we have our prediction of the direction of the sunrise, 117 east. Now, when I'm out there doing my lives, I do not have, I'm not basing it on true directions. I am basing it on magnetic directions because I will have a compass as a way of determining what the correct directions are. And when using a compass, you need to take into account magnetic declination. Just quickly switching over here to this magnetic declination map. And my location is here somewhere in the middle of this black circle. The red one, so the green is the point where the magnetic declination is 0. The blues over to the left side, declinations to the west or anti-clockwise, and the red ones are declinations to the east or clockwise. And we can see, roughly speaking, each of these lines is 2 degrees. So where I am is somewhere in the realms of about 15 degrees east. So the compass will point about 15 degrees further clockwise than true directions. And actually looking up another resource gives us an answer of about 15.5 degrees east is the current declination for the location that I will be. So to the predicted true direction of 117 degrees, let's call it, the compass will point another 15.5 degrees clockwise. So that gives us about a magnetic direction of the sunrise of about 132 degrees. So that is my prediction, 132. Now, give or take 1 or 2 because I'm just using a handheld compass, but that should be close enough. Now, the second thing is what time is the sun going to rise? Now, Petey's doesn't give this directly, but we can work it out. We have a day length of 14 hours and 37 minutes. Now, of course, half of that will be before noon and half of that will be afternoon. So half of that is around about 7 hours and 18 minutes or 18 and a half. Again, we're not going to be exactly perfect on this. So the sunrise will occur at 7 hours and 18 minutes before solar noon. But when is solar noon in relation to civil time? Well, I've looked that up somewhere else, and where I'm going to be, solar noon occurs at 12:55 p.m. Now that seems like a fair bit off being 12 o'clock, but I'm in a location that has daylight savings currently, which is why that's a little bit off, like almost an hour off to what you would expect. So solar noon occurs at 12:55 civil time. So we subtract off the half of the day before that, the 7 hours and 18 minutes of half a day, and that gives us a sunrise time of 5:37 a.m. Again, give or take 1 or 2 minutes. It's not going to be perfect. We're only doing some of these to the nearest minute. So there we go. That's my predictions. A magnetic direction of about 132 degrees at a time of around about 5:37 a.m. So join me for my second sunrise video when tomorrow morning I will return to my live location and watch that sunrise. So that is 5:37 a.m. at GMT plus 11. So I'm sorry, you'll have to work out what that is in your local time zone. Hopefully I will go live just a handful of minutes before that, declare victory, and see you later. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and again, hopefully my next live stream works as well. See you.